Wrong. All right, I'm gonna start with the first questions, and you have a question. Every question you still can learn from it if you pay attention, because I will go through a lot of things. So first question is 2x to the third equal to 18x. Now here's the thing. Try to keep your voice low. This is a 3. That means there's a 3 solutions. Fundamental theorem algebra says if that's a cube root, that's a cube. There's a 3 solution. Do not divide by both sides by x because you lost the solutions. That you should get minus 18x, and you factor out 2x, x plus 3, x minus 3 equal to 0, x equal to 0, x plus 3 equal to 0, x minus 3 equal to 0, x equal to negative 3, x equal to 3. So there are 3 solutions because this fundamental theorem says there is 3. Second one, I like do it this way. So x squared minus 4 equal to 1 over 2x minus 2. Now, if you have a question, please do ask. Now, if you want to go over and you want to be a little bit louder to go over, you can drag the desk outside and it can help you go over it. So 2x minus 4. Now, what I can do is I usually factor this x plus 2 and x minus 2. I can choose to do cross multiply, but right here, I'm going to choose a little bit different because I want to get rid of fraction. Learn how to get rid of fraction. So it's 2 times x plus 2 times x minus 2. If I multiply this by this first thing, those things going to simplify to each other. So the answer is going to, on this side, it's going to be 4. On the right side, the 2 and x minus 2 will cancel. So imagine if you multiply it here, then this x minus 2, this x minus 2 cancel, 2 and 2 cancel. Then you're left with, you were just left with, you're left with x minus 2. No, x plus 2, sorry. X plus 2. And you subtract 2, x equal to 2. Now, why did I say no solution? Because you had to plug it back in. If it costs anything undefined, it's going to be extraneous. So therefore, this is going to be this. Okay, Emerson, I cannot talk over you. You guys going to have to whisper because you guys are here. I'm going to go over every single question. Raise your hand if you have any questions, and I'll go over those questions. Okay, yes. I'm going to go by order. So I'm gonna speed run through this though. But question 3, you're gonna see this on the test. It's called quadratic inequality. And quadratic inequality, you're gonna have to factor this. So I'm gonna factor this using the box method. Trust me, you gotta learn how to do box method because Ethan is super smart, and he cannot factor the one I give it to him today. It take him 10 minutes to factor it. He says, Mr. Ye, you try to trick me. I have to use the box method now. So 2x times x. This one I'm going to do 5 times 3. So that's going to be 10x and 3x. This one's going to be negative. So it'll be 2x plus 3 times x minus 5 is less than 0. X equal to negative 3 over 5. And x equal to 5. Now, no, negative 3 over 2. So negative 3 over 2. Now, I'm going to draw a number line test. This one's a negative 3 over 2. This one's 5. And that's going to be 2x plus 3 times x minus 5. Now, what do I do here? I'm going to test a number between negative infinity to negative 3 over 2. What I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in something like, say, negative 2. If I plug in negative 2 here, negative 2 plug in, that's going to give you negative 4 plus 3. Negative 4 plus 3 is going to give you a negative sign. I don't care about the value. I just care about its negative sign. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to plug in negative 2 here. Negative 2 minus 5 is still going to give me negative. the sum of the signs is going to be positive. Now I'm going to plug in the next number. Between -3/2 to 5, it's going to be 0. If I plug in 0, it's going to be positive, and this is going to be negative. This is going to be negative. Positive, positive, positive. Now let's go back and look at the question. What happened to the question? They say the question is going to be, this one's less than 0. If it's less than 0, you have to go look for it. It's less than 0. You look for the negative region. Brendan, I cannot talk over you. If you have a question, just raise your hand. So that's why your answer is going to be -3/2 to 5, but it's going to be parenthesis. What's the only time is a bracket? If this is less equal to, then it's going to be bracket here, and that's going to be different, but it's not. So it's going to be -3/2 to 5. Any questions here before I move on? No? Pretty straightforward. Moving on. X minus 2 to the 3/2 minus 1 is equal to 8. I rather adding 1 on both sides to get isolate this. This is called rational exponent. Oh, 2/3, my fault. Thank you. This one's 2/3. Now I'm gonna do an inverse. I'm gonna use this exponent rule, and that exponent rule is very powerful. So that's gonna be x minus 2 to the 2/3. I'm gonna do bracket to the 3/2 because I want to even out the power, and 9 to the 3/2 here. Those two multiply is gonna be x minus 2 to the 1 equal to 9 to the 3/2. That means I'm gonna do square root first of 9 to the 3 x minus 2, and that's gonna be x minus 2. What is square root? Now a lot of people do 729 here. You do not do 729. You do this first. You always do roots first, and that's gonna be 3 to the 3rd. X minus 2 is equal to 27. X equal to 29. Why do you do root first? Because imagine you have 27 to the, I don't know, 4th power, and this is the 3rd root. Most of you guys don't know what's do 27 times 4 times. That's way too big. So usually do the roots first, then you can figure out a number smaller, and you can do the 4th power is much better. So 3 to the 4th, this 3 to the 4th power is 81. Question about this. 2 to the 3x minus 2 minus 2 is equal to 10. So did I copy down the question right? Plus 2 plus 2. That's going to be 2 to the 3x minus 2 equal to 12. Divided by 2 on both sides, that's going to be 3x minus 2 equal to 6. Now listen to this. The absolute value going to make everything positive, but does not make the sign positive. So this sign does not change into positive in any way. So just the result. So the result could be 6 or -6. If its result is 6, then it would be positive 6. If the result is -6, it would be the same answer as well. X equal to 8, x equal to 8/3, 3x equal to -4, x equal to -4/3. Is that the right answer? Doing okay so far? Okay, so the same thing. -10x plus 1 is equal to plus 3x equal to 0. So I'm going to isolate this. I'm going to square both sides. And that's going to be -10x minus 1 equal to 9x squared. 9x squared plus 10x minus plus 1 equal to 0. Always set equation equal to 0. And that's going to be 9x plus 1 times x plus 1. X equal to -1/9, x equal to -1. Speed run. So, any questions so far? No. Okay, we're gonna keep on going. Huh? Why is the negative or positive? Thank you, Charlotte, right? Okay, Charlotte asking question. Guys, you gotta keep it low, your voice, so I can talk over it. I don't have no voice. So imagine that this is -6. Absolute value -6 is gonna be +6. Or absolute value of 6 is still equal to 6. So you just basically make inside equal to 6 and inside equal to -6, then you're solving that equation. You good, Charlotte? Okay, I'm speeding run through this. X times 5x plus 2 equal to 3. I distribute them. I move to the other side. And I do this. Now, you guys gonna be like, oh yeah, Mr. Ye going over, I know how to do this. No, you gotta do it by yourself. Make sure you have a muscle memory inside your head. Says, this is what I do, this is what I do, this is what I do. Everything has to be done on your own. I can do this. You can watch me how to do it. The problem is people know, like they just watch you. They can know how to do something. If I watch ping pong, do I know how to play ping pong? That's not how it works, right? You actually have to go do it. And those of you, Nathan knows, like, I suck at ping pong. Last year, I can't even hit a ball. And now, I can pretty much beat most of the people. But I focus on trying to get better. I was hitting the ball every day for 6 hours. Just hitting the balls. Me and my son hitting the balls. That's it. This is how you get better, is by sitting down here to work. There is no shortcut in life. Like, people might think there's a shortcut in life, but there is no shortcut. Okay, so I'm gonna do a box method here. Yep. It's a positive 2x. Okay, thank you. I was doing too quick. So this is 1 and 3, so it's a 5x and 3x. Which one need to be negative? 3 need to be negative, so it'll be 5x minus 3 times the x plus 1 equal to 0, x equal to 3 over 5, x equal to -1. Huh? I have no idea. It's a question 8. Question 9. A lot of people, where you living? Where you living? Huh? Okay. Okay, so a lot of time people see x on the denominator. It's very scary. Shh. Learn how to think about things. You can get rid of fraction. How do you get rid of fraction? Multiply everything by what? Huh? What's that? No, say it out loud. Have balls. Or you don't have to have balls, but have. What is it? No. You want to get rid of both at the same time. 2x, good. So it'll be 2x squared. And the x cancel out. Right? 3 over x. Sorry, 3 over x. Sorry. So that's going to be x cancel out. That's going to be 6. And is equal to 2 cancel out. That's going to be x, right? Does that make sense? Astrid, did I do it right? So it'll be 2x squared minus x minus 6 equal to 0. I'll make sure I don't copy down the question right. 2x squared minus 6 minus x. 2x and x. 3 and 2. No, 2 and 3. Sorry, 2 and 3 here. So that's going to be 4x and 3x. This one need to be negative. So it'll be x minus 2 and 2x plus 3 equal to 0. X equal to 2, x equal to negative 3 over 2. I explained it before, but I'll explain it again. So it'll be 2x squared. This is the first. This is the last. This is the middle. Anybody's middle child here? I gotta say, middle child, you don't get anything. Right? Is it true? Oh, you're the favorite. Oh, you are special. Usually you're not favorite. But you are one of the special cases. I'm a middle child of 7 kids. So I'm the number 4. I don't get shit. Sorry. I'm live streaming this. I love cursing on live streams. YouTube's gonna ban me. Okay, think about 2 numbers multiply each other. It's gonna give you 6. But at the same time, this is adding. So this is the adding part. You're gonna add those 2. So you can have some process. You can think about as 3, 2. And that's going to give you 6x and 2x. But that doesn't work because it doesn't add up to be negative x. So you switch 2 and 3. So let's do 2 and 3 here. And that's going to give you 4x and 3x. Now you say, okay, well, 4x plus 3x does not give you negative x. But the thing is, 2 times 3 is not negative 6. So one of them must be negative. So this one must be negative. And then so it'll be x minus 2. So x equal to 2, x equal to negative 3 over 2. Laura, does that answer your question? It's Laura, right? No, FL last. Alejandra, do you have only one sister? Are you a middle child? You're the youngest one, so you're spoiled. Well, then you're not gonna get a phone until.
It's my hand. I don't know how. Oh yeah.
Yep. What? I'm almost there though. Okay, so this is called common base equation. Shh. Keep it down. Common base. So 27 and 9, what do they have in common? 3 to the third. And that's exponent rule, right? So 3 to the second. Now this 3 are the same. This is 3 on the same. So the top equal to each other. You solve the problem. So it'll be 3x plus 3 equal to 2. 3x equal to negative 1. X equal to negative 1 over 3. Speed run. X minus 2 over 3 minus 3x plus 4 over 4 is equal to 3. I can multiply everything by what? To get rid of all the fraction at the same time. 12. And if you do that, this one's going to be left with this. Now the problem is second parenthesis. The second parenthesis, you need to write down 3 times 3x plus 4. That's equal to, also the last one, people usually forget, 36. So it'll be 4x minus 8 minus 9x minus 12 equal to 36. Minus 5x minus 20 equal to 36. Negative 5x equal to negative 56. Positive 56, so it'll be 56 over negative 5. Speed run. Good? I just get rid of fraction. I don't like fraction. Find a way to get rid of them. Same idea for number 10. Oh, no, sorry. Same idea for number 9 and same idea for 11. Always have fraction. Also, there's another question of same idea as well. Question 41. Same idea. Get rid of fraction all at the same time. This is how much work I will show. Now, this is the one the answer is wrong. So 6x squared minus 14x equal to 15. I'm going to do 6x squared minus 14x minus 15 equal to 0. Now, I'm going to try the box method first. And box method doesn't work. If box method doesn't work, I can use quadratic formula. So I know this one doesn't work because the answer key has square root. A lot of time on your SAT, you see the things has a square root on it. Possibly it's going to have to do quadratic formula. It's how you get square root into a quadratic. So that way you can see that square root. So you're just going to do. Brandon, your voice is so loud. No, I'm not. So A equal to 6, B equal to negative 14, B equal to negative 15. Charlotte, why are you leaving?
I have to go to practice.
What do you have?
Rowing. So,
Oh, okay. Are you in the OR? OR? Rowing?
oh, yeah.
Minus 4 times 6. Ava, are you leaving me too?
I have to go to a club meeting.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'll watch your live stream later, I promise.
The problem, you had to do it before you do the live stream.
Yeah, I will.
I don't know, 14 is 196 plus what? Oh, right here. It's not for me. I'm not gonna take it and sell on eBay. I'm gonna take it so you guys can use it. Plus, I don't know, 360. $556.
I do not remember anything.
So that's the final answer. Sorry, that's a speed run. Yes, you're Asian from now on. You're Chinese from now on. You're no longer white, Balin. As once you only be white, but you're no longer white. I like separated because it just has a different reason. You're gonna do it on the SAT as well. If they ever ask you like that, just split it because sometimes you can simplify, but just make sure you don't simplify the 14 and 12 and not simplify the 2. Because that's a problem, so that's why I always split. So I also practice a polynomial divided by monomial. I always split.
So why did I answer the answer?
Because I purposely put some wrong answer. I want to see who can find the right answers.
Oh, that is so diabolical.
Huh?
That is so diabolical. Like actually.
Okay, that's too big a word for me. What does that mean?
Like evil. It's bad. Like devious. Devious. Malicious.
Malicious?
Like malicious. All these. I'm like, what the freak is this answer?
There was a 4 answer that are wrong there. And I never bothered to change it because I always thought if people can tell me their wrong answer, I am wrong, then that's actually good because I can judge that student very quickly. He find out the wrong answer and he feel very confident about herself. So I have my weird logic. Okay, I'm gonna keep on going. Speed run. 2 less than 4x minus 8 less than 18. You plus 8 on all of them. This is called compound inequalities. You learned this in Algebra 1. Again, don't do it. So that's why it's parentheses. Sorry, I'm speeding run this. That's a great question. So can somebody tell her what's the difference between parenthesis and bracket here? Nobody can tell me?
You parentheses first.
Yes. Brackets including, that means you add less equal to. Less than, it's gonna be parentheses. Yeah, 14. This is the one that Joshua did around earlier.
I do that wrong.
So be absolute value 6x plus 2, less than 14. Okay, so 6x plus 2 less than 14, or 6x plus 2 greater than negative 14. Hold on, the question I write that down is wrong, right? Oh, no, it's right. Less than 10.
Did you switch the did you switch the dollar sign because it's negative?
No, I had it right. It's the right answer. No, I will tell you in a second. Hold on a second. Okay, what's your question? I switch here. I switch here. Should I explain why? Fine. Technically, it happened is there's a few ways to explain this. One is 6x plus 2 less than 14. This is fun, right? This is reasonable, right? But there is another one. It could be negative version of this. And if you divide it by -1, the sign will change. So you will actually make sure like this. So that's why it's this. But there is a positive version of absolute value. There's a negative version of absolute value. Kind of complex to think about it, but yeah. I don't know how to explain it. I always tell students that just switch and keep flip change. So flip inequality sign, change your sign to the back. Sure, this is 14.
You have to do the number line.
Nope, no number line. This is just absolute value inequality. My son called me 6 times. Yes. Okay. Coming at 2:25. 2:20. Oh, 3:20. So 3:20. Okay. 3:20. 3:20. 3:20. Okay, so I'm not gonna stop at 17. That's the first thing I'm gonna stop at. So I'm gonna distribute this. -6x -1 less than -15x plus 10.
Wait, it's a negative. Yeah, you can. 6x.
Oh, this is -3. Sorry. Double check my math. So this is a +5, right? Now that one's a bracket, by the way. The answer should be bracket on that one because it's including that value. Question 16 and question 3 are exactly the same, so I'm not going over it. But 17, guys. 17 is a very difficult question. 17 is so difficult, I don't think most of you guys understand what is going on. So I'm going to explain that right now. 17 is probably one of the harder questions. It's called compound inequality. Nobody ever talk about this. But I'm going to do a number line here. I'm going to do a negative x squared, x minus 5, x plus 2. I'm going to plug in a bunch of numbers. Where's the endpoint? X equal to 0, x equal to 5, x equal to -2. So it's going to be 0, -2, and 5. You're going to have to plug in and test. It turns out it's actually easier than you think. Anything from -infinity to -2, for the first one, it doesn't matter what value you plug in. What's the sign always going to be? Because think about it. If you have something square times by negative sign, this whole sign is always going to be negative, 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 negative. It doesn't matter what value you plug in. It's always going to be negative. Shh. Everybody need to pay attention to this because not a single one of you guys understand this. It doesn't matter what sign that you plug in, it's end up to be negative. Now I'm going to do from negative infinity to -2. I'm going to plug in another number. That's -3. If I plug in -3 here, that's going to give you negative, and this is negative. 3 negative signs together is going to be negative. I'm going to plug in -1. Negative, positive, positive. If I plug in 2, 2 minus 5 is going to be negative, positive. And if I plug in 6, is a positive, positive. Negative, positive, positive, negative. Okay, now let's go back, check the answer. It's greater than 0. So you are looking at from here to here. So it'll be -2. Now, can I plug in 0? Yes, I can plug in 0. So it's going to be x less than 5. So it'll be -2 to 5. Open parentheses. I'm going to finish today's video and I'm going to go pick up my kids.